What's up, YouTube? So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver out of Oklahoma. Um, Basically, he's just a fantastic yak guy. A little bit like Deebo Samuel in that way. Just kind of get him the ball in space and just let him work. That's kind of his game. Honestly, the top three receivers in this class, I haven't looked at everybody, but so far the top three. CeeDee Lamb, Henry Ruggs, and Jerry Jeudy. Not necessarily in that order, but they're all really good yak guys, but in different ways. Jerry Jeudy is very quick, will make you miss, and his route running is fantastic. Henry Ruggs is just faster than 90% of the people that are going to be on the field with him, so he'll just outrun you. And then CeeDee Lamb doesn't really have either of those things. He does have some quickness to him, and he will make you miss, but not necessarily with agility. He kind of beats you with football IQ a little bit. He really understands angles really, really well, and he can tell what a defender is trying to do to him. He can see you coming across the field, and he's able to diagnose what he needs to do to get past you at a very good level. His vision is fantastic. It's better than most running backs, honestly. Like his spin moves, his cuts, they're not necessarily the quickest or the best looking, but his timing with them is so fantastic that it really doesn't matter. Now, I mean, his actual receiver skills could use a little bit of work. They're a little bit unrefined, but I think people like CeeDee Lamb are going to kind of rethink how we look at receivers. And I think it already kind of started last year. Like, look at in last year's draft class, DK Metcalf and Deebo Samuel. I'll start with DK Metcalf. When he was drafted, it was obvious that he was huge. He could jump out the stadium, and was fast as shit, especially for how big he was. But the concern was he didn't really turn that well, so a lot of routes were going to be kind of difficult for him, and he wasn't the best route runner. So Seattle drafted him and then just didn't make him run those routes. They seen on tape that he was really good at slants and 9 routes, so they just screens. So they just made him do screens, 9 routes, and slants, and just let him cook. And it's the same thing with the Niners with Deebo Samuel. They seen that his receiver skills are pretty unrefined, especially his route running and stuff like that, but he was very athletic. And if you got the ball in his hands, you could really just let him go and see what type of yardage he can pick up. And they had a lot of success with that. I mean, you guys watched the Super Bowl. And I think that's what CeeDee Lamb can do. I think people are starting to rethink what they think of when they look at receivers. You don't have to have a stereotypical X receiver or a slot receiver. If this guy is good at a particular thing, just make him do that particular thing. That's what the Patriots have done well for a long time. They bring people on, they see what they're able to do, and then they just make them do those things. And that's why they've won 6 Super Bowls. But yeah, I'm a big fan of CeeDee Lamb. Like I said, I think his route running could really improve. But I think right now, today, with his ability to get yards after catch, he's already usable right now. Like I said, his route running isn't anything special, but just give him some screens, give him some end arounds and stuff like that. Some mesh routes. Just get him the ball in open space and just let him run. Do some kick and punt return stuff with him. And then as he's doing those things, like during the off season, start working on his route running and improve those things. And I think eventually we'll have a really, really good number 1 receiver. But yeah. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this video. Oh, actually, no. One more thing I wanted to mention, because I know people are going to talk about it. Yes, he did play in the Big 12. Big 12 defenses are trash. but he was able to beat people consistently for 2 years. His ability to make people miss no matter who his opponent was, like even LSU this year, he did really well. So yeah, I wanted to mention that. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, I'd appreciate you hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.